Hi guys, welcome to my channel Selenium Tech Automation. In this video, I'm going to discuss about how to handle dynamic web elements with the help of starts with function and also with the help of ends with function and also with the help of contains function. Okay, so what will happen here is if some part of the ID or name or any other properties is constant and remaining or changing, so in this scenario we are going to use these three functions such as starts with function, ends with function and contains function. So now let me show you one website that is called as rediff.com website. So once if I click on that particular create an account, so where I am going to enter my username or password or clicking on some check availability. Okay, so during that time it is not always the same XPath what I'm getting. For example, the first time if I am automating my application, I can take the XPath. So again, if I close that particular application, again if if I run my application one more time means, so this time when I am inspecting that particular check availability button or any username or password buttons, so those are dynamically changing for each and every time whenever I am opening the browser. So I will show you the practical scenario here. Okay, let me open rediff.com site here, rediff.com. So here you can see there is one button where we can create a new account for this rediff.com website. Okay, so let me inspect this one, create account. Okay, so once if I click on this create account, okay, once if I click on this create account web element, so here you can see there are many fields. Okay, to create our account where we are entering full name, choose a rediff mail id, check availability, password, retype password, alternate email address. So for now I will show you for any one of the two or three fields, so where that web element is keep on changing whenever I am performing some action and clicking on the browser. Again, if I am opening again, these XPaths are changing. So now I will show you with a practical example. Here you can see for check availability button, I am taking the name as this one. So now let me save inside our Eclipse. For example, I am capturing the XPaths each and every time when I am opening. Okay, so this is for the first time when we open the rediff.com site. Again, I am going to open the same like rediff.com site. Okay, so now again I'm clicking on create account link here. So when I try to inspect, okay, when I try to inspect, so this time we will see what is the XPath for this one again. So here you can see again the XPath is updated with the new value, means the value got changed now. Here you can see the previous value what we have captured, right, that is different than the latest one. So now again close that existing browser and open this one more time. Okay, so here you can see click on this create account and inspect this page again. Okay, so let me inspect this particular web button, the web element that is called as check availability. Here you can see again when I am opening every time this XPath is keep on changing. So during this time how we can write some constant XPath. Okay, so with this approach you can use it anywhere. For example, if you are working with some list of suggestions, for example Google search bar or Yahoo website, so there also we are entering Selenium tutorial for beginners. So every time if you are closing and opening the browser means again your XPath values are keep on changing. So during this time how we will overcome this scenario means with the help of starts with function, means if some part of the XPath is constant and remaining is changing. So if we are using starts with function means the starting XPath whatever we are having here, right, so till button check avail, so every time these starting values are constant, so then the remaining values are keep on changing for multiple times if we are opening the browser again and again. Okay, again what will happen if we are using ends with means, so whatever the ending values which are keep on changing or which are constant, but before these ending values these are again dynamically changing. So during that time we are going to use ends with function here. At the same time contains function, so with the help of contains function, whatever the text which is present for that particular web element we are going to use with the help of contains method or contains function. Okay, so now let me take this XPath as well. So now you can see here we have opened the particular rediff.com and clicked on that create account. So then we have inspected this particular check availability button. So three times if we close open browsers means it is generating three different XPaths. So during this time how we can overcome this scenario with the help of starts with we can take here, because the XPath whatever we captured the first time, at beginning, like the starting XPath is the same until the remaining part. Okay, the remaining part is changing, right? The remaining part is changing here. So in the same way, for the second time also, what we have captured the XPath, it is also behaving like the same only. Starting XPath is same and remaining XPath is not the constant. So during this time we will use one XPath function that is called as starts with function. Okay, let me write the code for that one. Before going to this particular page, I want to click on this create account. So I will show you here only the contents method as well. So how we can use contents method. For example, you can see I can use any one of the links with the help of contents text, or the help of links, or with the help of title also I can use. But if I want to use contents text means, so we can use this particular text. I will show you later in this video the example about contents function as well. Okay, so now let me write some XPath for this one. So it is present inside here one more, this one is right. So let me inspect one more time and we will see create account, what is it is giving the XPath. So go to that, it is the starting tag here is p, sorry, starting tag here is div. Okay, so then followed by p. Inside this p tag here it is, okay, this anchor link is present here. Okay, and this anchor tag is present after the paragraph tag. Okay, so now let me inspect here. So p followed by a, okay, p followed by a. So now I will use contains. Okay, contains text, because I am using wherever the create account is located in this particular page, it is going to highlight this particular web element. For example, if what will happen if there are multiple accounts, we will discuss it later. Okay, create account. Okay, the text here is create account, I have copied already. So now let me do like this. You can see here with the help of contents text we can easily identify the web elements which are present on the web page. For now we have only one web element here with text called as create account. So there are some scenarios where you will get multiple texts as well if we are using contents text means. Okay, so because if we are using contents text means, so wherever the text which are available inside this page, what we are providing means it will highlight all the web elements. So during that time we need to use some following siblings and we need to modify our actual XPath based upon the following sibling preceding ancestors likewise. But we can use contents text, I mean contents method as well in that time. Okay, so now let me inspect and we captured this particular create account where I am going to click to navigate to our create account page. Okay, so now let me add this one. So how we can write a syntax for driver dot find element. Okay, find element is used to identify the elements with the specified properties. Okay, so yesterday I have already updated one video about how to identify elements with the help of find element and find elements. So here find element return type is, it will return you only one web element at a time. Okay, so find element by dot XPath of, what I am doing, I am performing some click operation, right? I am performing some click operation. So once if I click on this particular create account, so what I am going to enter, I am going to enter my username and password or something like that, right? So for now we will inspect for full name as well. We will see whether it is changing the XPath every time or not. I guess it will change this time as well. So now let me take name XPath as well for the first time. Okay, we will see this is our name XPath for the first time. Again if I close and again if I open, we will see rediff. Okay, let me close and let me open it one more time. Okay, now let me inspect. Okay, let me inspect and go to this full name. Okay, here we can see again the XPath got changed. Previously we have 229E3, this time the second time again if we open, right? So during that time also this XPath is changing. So now what we will do, we will inspect this XPath, how we can write with the help of starts with function. Okay, how we can write with the help of starts with function, we will see now. So as you can see here, this is a text field and the tag name of text field here is input. Input is a tag name for text field, input is a tag name for checkbox, input is a tag name for radio button. Okay, so here input is a tag name and name is a property, value is the this one. Okay, now I am going to write an XPath with the help of starts with function. find element by dot XPath. Okay, by dot XPath of. So what is our XPath? What I mentioned, starts with function, right? So how we can write XPath with along with the starts with function? So that is, put a double quotes to forward slashes. So what is our tag name here? That is input is my tag name, right? Input is my tag name. So followed by starts with, right? Now I am going to use starts with function here. Okay, starts with function. So after that, okay, starts with function, what I am going to do now? Starts with, next step, starts with at the rate, because what is the property name here? That is name. Okay, this is my property name and by this is my property value. So here at the rate name equals to, what is my value defined over there? That is name. I can take till here. Okay, name. So if we can see here the below two XPaths, name till name, it is a constant, but after e the XPath is changing. So now I am going to mention till here only, name. So then, so I am going to close my brackets, right? Now I am going to close my brackets. Okay, so likewise we have to create our own XPath dot send keys. So what is my name? That is called as Selenium Tech Automation. Okay, Selenium Tech Automation. I have entered here Selenium Tech Automation. Let me drag in this way so that it will be easy for us to have a better look. Okay, so now for our reference, let me inspect with this current XPath whether it is highlighting the particular web element or not. We will see. Okay, it is not highlighting, so we have to think about this one, why it is not highlighting. Okay, starts with at the rate name. Okay, here we can see I have made one mistake there. Here we can see at the rate name. Okay, so now what I will do, I will capture this XPath here. Okay, I will capture this XPath. Okay, so name at the rate name equals to input. So I will remove everything from here. Input at the rate name equals to, see, this time it is working fine. Okay, this time it is working fine. The same XPath I am going to inspect one more time. Okay, let me open rediff.com and let me click on this create account. Let me inspect it one more time. Okay, so this time I am using the same XPath where I have taken on previous instance. Okay, so now this is our XPath. Now go to here, paste this one. See, it is not highlighting now because the XPath got changed now, right? The XPath got changed now. So that's the reason why we have to use this proper correct XPath, that is called as starts with. So because some part of the XPath is constant, the remaining part of the XPath is not the constant. So in these scenarios, which we can consider it as a dynamically changing web element. Every time the XPath name property here, it is changing every time. Okay, with the help of starts with function, contains with function and ends with function, we can easily, okay, we can easily overcome this kind of issues when we are automating any application. Let me go to our Eclipse and update this at the rate name comma name. Okay, so now we have done with our starts with function. So now I am going to use contains method now. Okay, now I am going to use contains. Okay, contains by dot XPath of, by dot XPath of, what is our XPath here? By dot XPath of, okay, by dot XPath of what is our XPath I am using here? Contains function. With the help of contains function, I am going to write my XPath now. By dot XPath of, okay, by dot XPath of, what is our input tag name? We have to mention here, that is input and then contains, right? Contains, okay, contents of text I can take here. After that, mention the value, for example value. Okay, so this is a sample XPath, this is not the correct XPath. Okay, so now dot click, for example I am telling. So now we will go and inspect one web element XPath here, that is for contains. Okay, contains type equals to password, we can use contains. Okay, or contains text also we can use, that is here I guess it is not having the text, right? Contains text equal to password, it is not there. Okay, no worries, we will see for other XPath. Okay, so as we have already defined contains function here, you can see we are already using contains function here. So contains function means wherever the text what you have mentioned inside your XPath, it is going to highlighting that particular web element. Okay, so that is about contains function. In the same way, if we are using ends with means, so some part of the XPath, for example, in our case, okay, in our case you can take this XPath example. Let me take the same XPath and copy below. Okay, copy below. Okay, so now this time what will happen, so the previous from till the starting point, for example btn ad. Okay, so here btn ac, so here btn ac. So again one more time, in the next time if I inspect, again the values are changing like btn ae. Okay, for example again one more XPath if I took means, again for this XPath it is changing again btn edt. Okay, so likewise it is keep on changing, but the end part of the XPath is constant always. If you can see here, whatever the XPath I am taking, so it is constant till the number called as 7. Okay, till from number 7 the remaining XPath is constant, means ending of the XPath is constant. So during that time we are going to use a function that is called as ends with function. So how we can write the ends with function means, okay, let me take the same example, I mean same XPath here, and I will change it here ends with. Okay, ends with at the rate name. So I am going to mention the constant value at the end of the XPath. The end of the XPath value is not changing, it is the constant, but before the 7 it is changing for each and every time when we are highlighting or when we are inspecting the web element. So this is how these three starts with, ends with and contains with functions will work. So when it will be workful means, when we are dealing with the dynamically changing web elements, these three elements are going to be play a major role on getting the elements with the correct XPaths. Okay, so that is the purpose of these three XPath functions, that is starts with function, ends with function and contains function. So why we are using these three functions means, some part of the XPath or some part of the ID or name or any other property is constant and remaining is changing. In this scenario we are going to use these kind of XPaths, that is starts with function, contains and ends with function. Okay, starts with, ends with and contains function. Okay, so here contains means any data is static here, means if you consider any data here, so that is a constant always. Okay, so here starts with means the starting data is static and the remaining data is dynamic. If you come to ends with means starting data is the dynamic and ending data is the static, which means constant. If you can see, ending data is constant, right? So that's why we are taking it as ends with function. Starting with means it is constant. Contains means any type of I mean any type of the XPath, if it is constant means that we are going to use that XPath that is called as contains function. Okay, so let me execute this particular program and we will see whether it is working fine till starts with function or not. So I provided you the examples for ends with and contains function. Okay, so now this video I am showing only for starts with execution, whether it is entering our Selenium Tech Automation in that particular which field, full name field or not. Okay, we will see. Okay, so now let me add one command here, driver dot manage dot window. Okay, window dot maximize. This is also one command where we are going to maximize our browser. Okay, current browser. Let me execute, we will see. Okay, it is going to enter Rediff and it is going to click on that create account. Once it got clicked on create account, see here we can see it is entered Selenium Tech Automation successfully. Okay, Selenium Tech Automation successfully. So now if you inspect this XPath, okay, now if you inspect this XPath, okay, Now if you inspect this particular web element, we can find the difference here. Input type name, you can see again the XPath got changed, but some part of the XPath is constant. The starting part of the XPath is static. After E, the remaining everything is dynamic. So in this situation, we are going to use this starts with function. Okay, so with the help of starts with and ends with and contains, we can able to automate the dynamic web elements easily. You can consider the same example for ends with also. You can use for ends with, what is the data which is dynamically changing on starting of the XPath. At the same time, ending ends with XPath means the end of the XPath is static XPath. Okay, it is not going to change at the end of the XPath. When you come to the contains function means any data is static, so that's why I am using here create account. If I use this create account, I am using here contents of text method. Okay, contents text means, so wherever this contents text create account is present, it will highlight all the web elements, but in our case it is only having only one web element which is matching with contains text of create account. Okay, so this is how we can automate these kind of scenarios where the dynamic web elements is changing. If you want, you can work with Google search bar as well as Yahoo search bar. With the help of these three functions, how we can automate the dynamically changing web elements. Okay, so that's all it for now, guys. If you like this video, please drop a like, and also please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, which will really helps you a lot, the support what you are showing. So thank you so much, guys. We will connect with our upcoming videos on tomorrow. Thank you so much.